Hello and welcome to the White Witch podcast with me, Carly. Hope you are all well, witches. Kicking things off today with our book review, and our book is Scuttlers Cove by David Barnett. This is one of my favourite reads this year. Absolutely loved it. I stumbled across it at my local library. You may recall me reviewing the book Withered Hill by David Barnett, I think earlier this year. I loved that book. However, I enjoyed this so much more. I love that it's a folk horror set in the summertime, so perfect to read about now if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. To top all of that off, this book is set in a fictional town in Cornwall. It really had me thinking of Padstow in Cornwall when I was reading it. Got me remembering long hot summers spent in Cornwall when you have sand in places you don't want, the smell of sun cream, fish and chips drenched in salt and vinegar, a bit of sunburn. Anyway, here is the book's blurb. Scuttlers Cove is a working village in Cornwall where life has gone on uninterrupted for centuries until it was discovered by the rich. Now the harbourfront cottages have been snapped up by second homers and the locals can barely afford to live in their own town. It is a very different place for Merrin Moon, returning for the first time in 12 years after the death of her mother. For there are forces at play in the village that she could never have imagined. Something old and terrible is awakening beneath the town's hallowed ground. And with it comes a horror that the residents have fought for generations to keep a secret. I inhaled this book, must have read it in a couple of days, and I haven't been able to do that for ages with any other books. I was so invested, absolutely loved the main characters, Merrin Moon and Jen. Both were really down to earth compared to everyone else in the village. I fancied Taryn, another character in the book. I don't know how, I just did from the descriptions, that Merrin has known since childhood. This book is far-fetched in places, but that is what I have grown to love about folk horror, which has become one of my favourite genres of films and books. I loved how pagan-type beliefs just weave through the storyline. And it is quite similar to many of the old Cornish beliefs that we've talked about on the podcast. Some parts reminded me of the offerings left to, I think it's the puka by the fishermen. I know that we covered this somewhere. One of the reasons I think I love horror books so much is because you are just cozy at home and reading this as a bystander. You're not involved in any of the horrors that are taking place. And I just love that. Like, it's just so exciting, but you're detached from it. And I don't know, like, I think that's why we love horror books and people listen to true crime and ghost things and so on, because we're just not there. And it's that cozy feeling of you're just a bystander. Anyway, this book is so easy to read. It just flows so easily. The author makes it so light in places, but then takes you to the other extreme with the book's darkness. The twists in this book had me full on shouting, like, what the hell? I just didn't see certain things coming. There isn't a ton of gore. Nothing is too disgusting. It's just unsettling. And aside from the horror, it's a really good take on greed. In the book, we see a group of friends who are extremely elite. You know, they are very rich and they move into the village, and we see how the locals react to them. It kind of made me laugh because I remember moving from Essex, like the end of the Central Line, Buckhurst Hill, if you know, to Folkestone in Kent, which is right on the seaside, a long time ago. And I remember the term DFL was thrown about a lot, which meant you were down from London. And every now and again, there was that element of the locals and the DFLs. David Barnett has honestly become one of my favourite authors at this point. I think he surpassed himself with this book. I mean, I loved Withered Hill, but this just topped it. If you do love folk horror as a genre for films or books, there's a brilliant YouTuber I discovered recently called Sinead Hannah Crack, who I will link in the show notes. I've just started watching her videos to get some other ideas on what I could watch and read. I've been such a weird little hermit for a good few months, writing like a madwoman. I mean, I'm always a weird little hermit, but even more so than usual. But I feel like whenever I've come on the podcast recently, I haven't really said much to you or filled you in. Like, I feel like we haven't connected, but it's because nothing has been happening really except creating. So I'm really excited to show you some different things that I've been working on this year. I've been writing, like I've been loving that process, been creating tons of other things on Patreon and so on that is coming out soon. But yes, when the time comes, I really hope that you might like some of what I've been concocting. But witches, listen, next month we are stepping off the path and into the forest for a journey with none other than the Wild Witch of the Woods, Baba Yaga. For the entire month on Patreon, we'll be exploring her magic through guided meditations, enchanted recipes, oracle spreads, and deep shadow work rituals. I've got loads that I've got planned for this. I'm like buzzing. I'm so excited. Baba Yaga was one of the episodes I enjoyed making the most. I felt like there was so much more I could be doing. I've been writing about her again. But if you've ever felt the call of the bone path or the stirrings of your own power beneath the surface, this one's for you. So join us for Baba Yaga month, if you dare, from the 1st of May. Beautiful Beltane. So yes, keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. You might want to check out the link in the show notes. You can sign up for free until 1st of May, or there might be some other bits on there that you are interested in at the moment. It's just £8 per month on the Sorceress tier. Today feels like a bit of a traditional episode, but things are going to be changing a little around here with different work and different themes for the podcast and so on. Not too far removed. I hope that you'll think that it's an improvement. So today we are looking at dragon's blood, which is often used as an incense or a powder in magic and ritual and so on. We are looking at trusty rose quartz, which I adore and is often one of the first crystals many witches come across, but she's definitely not to be slept on. So join me after the break to talk about dragon's blood and rose quartz. Dragon's blood, connected to the element of fire, it has a masculine energy and linked to the planets Mars and Pluto. Connected to the deities Ares for Athena, Horus, Lilith, Hermes, Mars, Hephaestus. Zodiac signs Aries, Leo, Sagittarius and Scorpio. Crystals bloodstone, red jasper, Burmese ruby, carnelian, red coral. connected to the heart, crown, and root chakra. Day of the week, Tuesday, and tarot cards, the Lovers, the Emperor, the Tower. Magical properties: banishing, hex breaking, cord cutting, healing spells relating to bleeding. Romance, love, sexuality, sexual potency, passion, power, courage. Good luck, success, wealth, abundance, manifestation, tenacity, vitality, healing, strength, protection, exorcism, purification, creativity, transformation, grounding, amplifying intentions, strengthening spells, dragon magic, and offerings to deities. Dragon's blood has been referred to by some magical folk as the Great Catalyst due to its ability to amplify a witch's energy and intent when it's used in spell and ritual work. Alas, dragon's blood doesn't originate from the dragon itself, but instead from the red gum that is extracted from what is known as dragon trees. There are a number of exotic trees considered dragon trees, including Demonorops draco from Southeast Asia, Croton lechleri from South America, Dracana cinnabari from Socotra Island in the Arabian Sea, and Dracana draco from Morocco and Macaronesia. Pliny the Elder, a Roman author, naturalist, natural philosopher, and naval and army commander of the early Roman Empire, did, however, state it came from actual dragons after they had battled their sworn enemy, the elephant. Who knew? That dragon's blood was created through the dragon and elephant dying and falling onto one another after a battle, their blood seeping into each other's, and this wasn't disputed until 1492. But Pliny, alongside other Roman naturalists and botanists, including Dioscorides around 50 to 80 AD, incorrectly referred to dragon's blood as cinnabar or cinnabaris. Throughout the medieval and Renaissance period in Europe, what dragon's blood was led to much debate. During this period, it went by the name Sanguis Draconis. Many fake versions of dragon's blood were created using broken pots, earth, redwood, and so on, so it's unknown how many suffered using this instead of real dragon's blood as a remedy for various ailments. Going back centuries, dragon's blood was a go-to for healing wounds, skin irritations, accelerating healing, and aiding digestion. It was also used as a pigment to create paint, dyes, and varnishes. Across the course of time, it was often considered to cure all ailments. Dragon's blood was shrouded in mysticism, frequently used in spiritual and alchemical processes. Dragon's blood has been used throughout ancient Egypt, Morocco, Rome, Greece, China, India, the land of Socotra in the Arabian Sea, and anywhere it came to grow. Often used as an offering within temples or altars, but also within spiritual ceremonies. It's long been considered able to harmonize mind, body, and spirit. Dragon's blood featured in the medieval doctrine of signatures, primarily as a remedy to aid wound healing and coagulation, to restrain menstrual bleeding and hemorrhages, and to cure hemorrhoids. It was pharmaceutically prepared in ointments, oils, salves, pills, and plasters. Dragon's blood is antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and has antioxidant properties. More research is needed, but it is said to be able to aid wound healing, digestion, and act as an anti-diarrheal. Dragon's blood is favoured in ritual magic to amplify the power directed to spells and rituals. It's used in hoodoo and folk magic for protection, good fortune, and power. Many women use it in spells to receive marriage offers. Dragon's blood is a spell ingredient to encourage someone who has left to make their return. Use dragon's blood to boost the effectiveness of talismans and symbols or sigils you are creating. When drawing sigils or symbols, you may wish to use dragon's blood ink. Alternatively, when you draw up petitions or write out spells or incantations. In ancient times, many used animal blood to write out spells and to sign important documents such as grimoires, treaties, and other magic work. So here is how you can make dragon's blood ink. I've just bought some of this because I'm working on some sigils for a new grimoire I'm working on for manifestation. For this, you will need 1 teaspoon of powdered dragon's blood, 13 teaspoons of clear alcohol. Vodka is said to be ideal for this. 3 teaspoons of ground gum arabic and an airtight jar. Steep the powdered resin in the alcohol until it fully dissolves, so the dragon's blood. Add the ground gum arabic, which should thicken the mixture and give it an inky texture. Store in a glass bottle and shake before use. Some other ways you could work with dragon's blood, so it can be added to spell bags created for protection and dream magic. You could use it in spell or ritual work for that as well. You may wish to add frankincense and myrrh in when creating protection sachets or creating wards or spell or ritual work with themes of protection. Add it to your bath water to cleanse and protect your energy. Use when casting love spells. It is said to attract love and romance and holds a powerful aphrodisiac energy. Burn when working with chthonic deities or give as an offering. Use to cleanse and exercise a new space you are moving into. It has the ability to clear the former occupant's energy entirely. Combine with camphor to increase the cleansing ability. Use it to purify objects. Using dragon magic, but also in spells where you need to slay metaphoric dragons in your life. Using spells for courage and personal power. Anoint candles with dragon's blood to draw in money and prosperity. But yes, as you've seen, dragon's blood can be used in a multitude of different forms of magic. I think it is particularly powerful in the area of manifestation. My favourite, Rose Quartz. It goes by some other names such as Stone of Love, Stone of Universal Love, Power Stone, Universal Crystal, and Seeker Transformer Crystal. Connected to the element of water, the planet Venus, deities Venus, Isis, Aphrodite, and Adonis. Connected to the zodiac sign of Taurus, the heart chakra, and plants, trees, and herbs such as daisy, lilac, rose, echinacea, feverfew, geranium, mugwort, and ylang ylang. It has a hardness of 7 and a composition of silicon dioxide. It is from the mineral family quartz and is connected to the tarot card, the Lovers. Its magical properties are love, self-love, emotional healing, kindness, friendship, romance, calming, patience, joy, creativity, empathy, cleansing, relaxation, anxiety relief, fertility, unconditional love, trust, emotional healing, attracts unconditional love, releases unexpressed emotions, blocks nightmares, opens the heart, restores trust and harmony in relationships, purifies and opens the heart at all levels, provides a feeling of peace, deep inner healing, calming, reassuring, and a comfort in times of grief. Increases self-worth, assists forgiveness, increases self-esteem, helps to heal relationship problems, helps negative emotions, increases empathy, supports the heart chakra, dissipates fear into love, alleviates grief, clears toxic attachments, grants truth and purpose, melts away mistrust and suspicion, releases negativity that blocks love, channels inner confidence and calmness, replaces toxic emotions that may block the heart, assists in moving on from heartbreaks and hardships, lowers stress, brings happiness and soothing to the soul. But it still can't make you a cup of tea. Historically, rose quartz was a symbol for love and beauty. It has been used for thousands of years as an ornamental object. The Egyptians left healing rose quartz masks in the tombs of their pharaohs so that they would maintain their beauty. Isis, the Egyptian goddess of life, motherhood, and fertility, used rose quartz to preserve her divine youth. It was believed she rubbed the crystal on her face to prevent wrinkles and maintain her external beauty. Overall, the Egyptians believed it possessed restorative powers and that it symbolized love, romance, and beauty. Greek myth was influenced by this belief too. In the story of Adonis and Aphrodite, the goddess was injured in her attempts to save Adonis from attack. They both were bleeding and their blood combined, staining white quartz and giving it a rose pink hue. This story gave the crystal association with divine love and reconciliation. The ancient Romans also considered rose quartz as the crystal of Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. The ancient Romans used the stone as a seal to signify ownership. This is testament to how important they considered rose quartz to be. It was also a customary gift of love. Like many ancient civilizations, the Romans believed quartz crystals held magical properties and would use them as talismans for protection and good fortune. In ancient China and Tibet, rose quartz was also gifted as a token of love. Some of rose quartz's earliest uses began in ancient Mesopotamia. Rose quartz beads that date back to 7000 BC were discovered in the region. The Assyrians inhabited parts of Mesopotamia and were some of the earliest users of rose quartz, crafting it into jewellery around 800 to 600 BC. During the Middle Ages, rose quartz was used to make amulets to provide protection and assist with emotional healing. They believed it could balance emotions, nurture friendships, and heal anger. It was also used for its metaphysical properties by medical practitioners who added it to their healing methods. Across the course of time and cultures, rose quartz has long been considered a sign of love, beauty, and freedom. It's said to be a mothering crystal that can inspire, nurture, and offer tenderness. It can help to encourage a closer bond with lovers, friends, and family, alongside offering its owner assistance with deep level inner healing and circulating divine loving energy. It opens you up to all forms of love: self-love, familial love, platonic love, romantic love, and uniting with the divine. Quartz overall dispels negativity. It encourages self-forgiveness, acceptance, invoking self-trust and self-worth. It's given the name of universal crystal because of its many uses. A seeker transformer crystal that can help you overcome heartbreak and betrayal and help you to learn to trust again. Use it as a talisman for love, lust, and romance, or as a fertility talisman if you are trying to conceive. In psychic endeavours, it helps to ground you for astral travel and meditation. It can help you to deal with intense or negative emotions that may arise, helps ward off psychic attack and bad nightmares, and fights against anger you may hold towards yourself. It emits peace and harmonious vibrations that make it ideal to possess when you are struggling to sleep. Place underneath your pillow as the vibrations will help you slip into a tranquil sleep. Use when your heart aches or your soul yearns for something or someone. Whether you are getting over a breakup or pining for someone, this crystal can help cut through the fog of sadness and build hope again. Allow rose quartz to bring in a cleansing energy to heal past heartbreaks and old wounds. Work with it to help remove energy from former love encounters that block your ability to love and lower stress and tension within the heart. Rose quartz molecules vibrate at 350 Hz, a frequency that interacts with your heart chakra and helps to empower this chakra. This helps us to soothe and release our emotional wounds and aids us to find balance and harmony. Rose quartz can help us reawaken our heart to the abundance of the universe. It provides a melting effect on mistrust and suspicion. This is an affirmation you may wish to use when you are working with your rose quartz. My heart is centered and open to the love that surrounds me every day in every way. I am a loving being. I'm worthy of love just as I am. My heart and soul are open to love. Place rose quartz by your front door to begin the processing of emotions the moment you come home from work or school. Place in your home to increase the vibration of compassion, harmony, and love in your environment. Rose quartz can light up any room. To enhance a love connection, set rose quartz on a bedside table or under your pillow. Keep rose quartz at your desk or within your workplace to help maintain a peaceful environment. But remember, it can help encourage work relationships, romances too. Children are often drawn to the energy of rose quartz, in part due to its pure energy, and it isn't a forceful crystal as some others can be. Teenagers can benefit from possessing a rose quartz crystal, as it is said to help with calmness around surging hormones, but it might also bring mental health issues to the surface for healing. Rose quartz is formed when titanium, iron, or manganese is found in trace amounts in a quartz crystal. Global mining sites for rose quartz are found in Brazil, India, Madagascar, USA, South Africa, Sweden, Australia, and Germany. To charge your rose quartz crystal, you could light a pink candle upon your altar, sit in a quiet place, close your eyes and relax, breathing deeply. Free your minds of any thoughts and let a sense of tranquility bring your attention to your crystal. Focus on its energy of peace, love, and tranquility. Hold rose quartz in your hands or keep close to your heart to connect with its power once activated. In divination, you may wish to work with a pendulum made from rose quartz. It holds a great energy to work with for questions relating to love, friendship, and relationships overall. Combine rose quartz with amethyst for love intentions. This combination allows you to go even deeper, whilst rose quartz allows you to connect fully to your heart, opening you up to heart-based love. Amethyst aligns your mind to facilitate spiritual love. Through aligning your heart and head with the energy of love, this crystal couple supports deeper self-love as well as deeper connections with others. Other sister crystals to rose quartz are jade and moonstone. Generally said to be safe to cleanse in water or salt water, sunlight can cause its colour to fade. You may wish to cleanse it by burying it in the earth, digging it up and cleansing it in moon water to recharge it. So that's the end of today's episode, but I thought I would finish this up with something that I've been doing in my own life. So we all know that words are spells, and I've been speaking lots of words over everything that I've been creating and things I've been doing, and perhaps you might like to too. So at the end of each episode, I don't know, I'm going to try and just have a little incantation, a little blessing that I leave at the end of the episode. And this week's one is, and so the candle dims, but the magic lingers. Speak softly to the wind, stir your tea with intention, and may the spirits guide your steps till we meet again. Blessed be, wild one, and of course, forever sending you lots and lots of witchy love.